Did you know that a single decision made by a woman changed the destiny of an entire nation? It seems unbelievable, doesn't it? Yet the story of Rebekah, the wife of Isaac, unveils profound truths that might revolutionize your life. What transformed this seemingly ordinary young woman into a pivotal figure in God's plans? You'll be amazed to learn how one act of obedience can unleash unimaginable blessings. But beware, what you discover here could challenge everything you've ever believed about faith and purpose. Are you ready to uncover the story that might change how you view life? Join our community of faith and transformation. Like the video and subscribe so you won't miss our upcoming inspiring lessons. Abraham, advanced in age and enriched with the wisdom that comes with years, gazed over the vast landscape surrounding his tent. He knew his time on earth was nearing its end, but the promise God had made to make his descendants a great nation remained alive in his heart. This promise hinged on his son Isaac, the heir to divine faith and blessings. However, Isaac had yet to marry, and Abraham understood that the choice of his wife would be crucial to fulfilling God's plan. With resolute determination, Abraham summoned his trusted servant, Eliezer. This man had proven himself both reliable and deeply devoted, qualities essential for undertaking such a critical mission. Abraham entrusted him with the task of finding a wife for Isaac, but with a specific command. He was not to choose a woman from among the Canaanites, as their lineage was to remain separate from the customs of those nations. Go to my homeland, to my relative's house, and take a wife for my son Isaac from there, Abraham instructed. Before setting off, Eliezer swore to faithfully fulfill this task, placing his hand under his master's thigh in a solemn gesture that sealed the promise. Eliezer gathered 10 camels laden with valuable gifts and began the long journey to Haran. Along the way, he reflected on the enormity of his mission, trusting that the God of his master would guide him at every step. Eliezer traveled with a heart full of uncertainty, but also with faith that the God of Abraham would lead him to the right path. Every step the camels took brought him closer to his destination, yet the weight of his responsibility grew heavier. How could he, a mere servant, find the woman destined for Isaac? He knew that without divine intervention, the task would be impossible. At last, Eliezer arrived near Haran and stopped beside a well of water at dusk, the time when the women of the village came to draw water. There, as he observed the well, he knelt in prayer. "Lord, God of my master Abraham," he began, "grant me success today and show kindness to my master. Let it be that the young woman to whom I say, 'Please lower your jar so I may drink,' and who responds, 'As she lowers her jar and offers, 'Drink, and I will also draw water for your camels,' let her be the one you have chosen for your servant Isaac. By this I will know that you have shown your steadfast love." With his heart filled with anticipation, Eliezer stood, confident that the Lord would hear his prayer. His eyes scanned the horizon, awaiting a response. While he lingered by the well, a young woman appeared in the distance, carrying a water jar on her shoulder. Her graceful demeanor and countenance reflected kindness and purity. This was Rebekah, the daughter of Bethuel, a member of Abraham's extended family. Unbeknownst to her, she was on the brink of fulfilling a divine plan that would alter her life forever. Eliezer observed her closely as she descended to the well and filled her jar. Summoning courage, he approached her and said, "Please let me drink a little water from your jar." With a warm smile, Rebekah replied, "Drink, my lord," and promptly tilted her jar to quench his thirst. But she didn't stop there. After Eliezer had drunk his fill, she added, "I will also draw water for your camels until they have had enough." Eliezer was astonished. Rebekah not only extended hospitality toward him, but also willingly undertook the strenuous and generous task of watering his camels. Drawing enough water for 10 camels was a labor-intensive effort, requiring both strength and patience. Yet Rebekah performed the task diligently, without complaint or visible fatigue. As she worked, Eliezer silently prayed, giving thanks to God for answering his plea so unequivocally. When she had finished, Eliezer produced a gold ring and 2 bracelets, offering them to her as gifts. "Whose daughter are you?" he asked with genuine interest. Rebekah replied, "I am the daughter of Bethuel, the son of Milcah and Nahor." Upon hearing this, Eliezer bowed and worshipped God, proclaiming, "Blessed be the Lord, the God of my master Abraham, who has not forsaken his steadfast love and faithfulness toward my master. The Lord has led me straight to the house of my master's family." Rebekah, amazed by Eliezer's words and actions, hurried home to share the events with her mother and her brother Laban. When Laban saw the gifts Eliezer had given to his sister and listened to her account, he went out to meet the traveler at the well. "Come, blessed of the Lord," Laban greeted him warmly. "Why are you standing outside? We have prepared the house and a place for your camels." Accepting the invitation, Eliezer was led to Bethuel's home. Once there, they offered him food, but Eliezer insisted on speaking first. "I will not eat until I have said what I need to say," he declared resolutely. Eliezer recounted in detail everything that had transpired since leaving Abraham's household. He described his prayer by the well and how Rebekah's actions matched exactly what he had asked for in his prayer. Finally, he revealed his purpose: to find a wife for Isaac, his master's son. Bethuel and Laban listened intently, and in the end, acknowledged God's providence in the matter. "This is from the Lord," they said. "We cannot say anything against it. Here is Rebekah, take her and go, and let her become the wife of your master's son, as the Lord has decreed." With a solemn air, Eliezer addressed the gathered family, ensuring they understood the significance of the events and God's undeniable intervention at every turn. He recounted how his master Abraham, driven by the divine promise, had sent him on this mission. He described the prayer he made at the well and how God had responded with undeniable precision. "The young woman who offered water to both me and my camels not only displayed kindness and diligence, but also turned out to be a member of my master Abraham's family," he explained with heartfelt emotion. "This cannot be mere coincidence. It is truly the work of God." As he spoke, awe filled the eyes of Rebekah's family. It was clear that the Lord had guided every step. Bethuel, Rebekah's father, and Laban, her brother, looked at Eliezer with respect, acknowledging God's hand in all that had transpired. "This is from the Lord," they declared. "Rebekah is free to go with you and become Isaac's wife, just as you have said." Grateful, Eliezer bowed in reverence to the Lord. That evening, he and Rebekah's family celebrated together, sharing a meal and giving thanks to God for his faithfulness. The next morning, Eliezer expressed his desire to return immediately to Abraham's household. However, Rebekah's family requested that she stay for at least 10 more days before departing. Eliezer, mindful of the urgency of his mission, insisted, "Do not delay me, for the Lord has granted success to my journey. Allow me to leave so I can return to my master." Faced with his plea, the family decided to leave the final decision to Rebekah. They called her and asked, "Will you go with this man?" Without hesitation, Rebekah answered, "Yes, I will go." Her response, filled with courage and faith, deeply impressed everyone. Rebekah was ready to leave behind her home, family, and everything familiar, trusting that this was God's plan for her life. Her mother and brother blessed her with these words: "Our sister, may you become the mother of thousands upon thousands, and may your descendants possess the gates of their enemies." Rebekah, accompanied by her nurse and other maidservants, set out with Eliezer. As she departed, her family watched her with tears in their eyes, but also with the hope that her future would be extraordinary. The journey to Canaan was long and fraught with challenges, but for Rebekah, every step represented a blend of excitement, uncertainty, and hope. As the camels moved through the vast desert expanses, she reflected on her family's blessing and the divine purpose that seemed to surround her life. Eliezer, aware of the emotions Rebekah might be experiencing, shared stories about Abraham and his steadfast faith in God. He also spoke of Isaac, describing him as a man of noble character, full of devotion and humility. Rebekah listened attentively, imagining what her life in this unfamiliar land might be like, and what the man with whom she would share her destiny would be like. Though she did not know the details of what lay ahead, an inexplicable peace filled her heart, as though God himself was guiding her every step. The journey became a time of spiritual preparation, during which Rebekah reaffirmed her faith and her readiness to move forward with courage. At sunset, as the group neared the land of Canaan, Isaac was in the field, meditating in prayer. He lifted his eyes and saw camels approaching from a distance. His heart raced as he imagined that this group might bring the woman destined to be his wife. Rebekah, too, saw him in the distance and asked Eliezer, "Who is that man coming across the field to meet us?" Eliezer replied, "He is my master." Immediately Rebekah took her veil and covered herself, a gesture of modesty and respect. Eliezer recounted to Isaac everything that had happened during his journey, from his prayer at the well to meeting Rebekah and the divine confirmation that she was the chosen one. Isaac listened attentively, and when his eyes met Rebekah's, he felt an instant connection. Isaac took Rebekah as his wife and brought her into his mother Sarah's tent, honoring her memory and beginning a new chapter in his life. The love and kindness they shared from that moment affirmed that God had guided every step to unite them. Isaac and Rebekah began their life together with deep love and mutual respect. God's presence was evident in their relationship, and their union marked the beginning of a new generation in the fulfillment of God's promise. Though they faced challenges, their faith and commitment to God's purpose strengthened them. Rebekah became a cornerstone in Isaac's life, and together they built a home where faithfulness to the Lord was the foundation. Rebekah's story shows us how God orchestrates every detail of our lives when we trust Him. Her courage to leave everything familiar and follow God's call inspires us to live with faith and obedience. This narrative is not merely an ancient tale, but an invitation to reflect on our own choices and how we can align our lives with God's purpose. Are we willing to trust God, even when the path ahead is unclear? Now that you know Rebekah's incredible story, how are you letting God guide your steps? Her bravery and obedience changed not only her destiny, but also the destiny of an entire nation. You too can be part of something extraordinary if you trust in His plan. But this is only the beginning. Every story in the Bible holds a transformative message waiting for you. Don't let this be just another video you scroll past. Take a moment to share it with someone who needs to hear this powerful truth. Like the video, comment on what part inspired you the most, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Here, you'll find messages that will challenge your thinking, strengthen your faith, and inspire you to live with purpose. Click now and join our faith community that is making a difference.